UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away. I am your intrepid host, L.A. Marzulli. Join us. This is a very special presentation. My wife, my lovely wife of 41 years, Peggy, was on a trip up from Pittsburgh area up to Lake Erie, and then on the way back, she snapped this photograph, and I will get into that. It's very interesting, and yeah, so we'll get into that, plus a little sidebar from Steven Greer. Whether that's fake news or not, I don't know, but we'll get into that. But first, a word from our trusted sponsor. Let me ask you something. If you built up $100,000 or more in investments, do you really want all of it riding on the stock market? Think about it. Banks, billionaires, even entire countries are loading up on physical gold and silver. Why? Because when markets swing, real assets hold their value. That's why I want to tell you about Noble Gold Investments. They make it simple to own investments-grade gold and silver, the same kind the big players are buying. And you can actually hold it in your hand or put it safely in your retirement account. You've worked hard to build your wealth. Isn't it time you protected it? Noble Gold is family-owned, trusted by thousands, and ranked #1 in gold IRAs 4 years in a row. Their precious metal specialists are standing by to answer your questions and walk you through every step. Simple, safe, easy. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com today. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. It's time to protect what you built. Folks, gold right now is at an all-time high, $34.91. $3,491 as of September 1st, 2025. Peggy and I invested in it a few years ago. I am really glad we did. Once again, that's noblegoldinvestments.com, noblegoldinvestments.com. Tell them you heard it from L.A. Marzulli. Thank you. So Peggy, my wife, is driving back from Lake Erie to the Pittsburgh area, right? Whatever. Pittsburgh area. So she's up in Lake Erie and she's driving back and she snaps this photograph. And it's, let me see if I'm going to enlarge it a little bit here. So that's what it looks like. No wings, no tail. It's not a blimp. And, you know, what are we looking at here, right? What are we looking at here? So, and in my opinion, let me enlarge that. I think it's a close encounter of the first kind. It moved extremely slowly. And, you know, some people will say, well, it looks like a blimp. I get that. Moved very slowly, no sound. But Peggy, my wifey, says, no, it was not a blip. Okay, let me bring up the second picture here. So here's another shot of it. And you can see where they are. So, in focus. So that's it. You can see that it's like right over the highway. And in my opinion, right there, in my opinion, it's close encounters of the first kind. So this is what we see. This is what we get. This cat and mouse game. Again, UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away. People see them. We get all sorts of information on a weekly basis. And I'm going to show you after the Steven Greer announcement, I'm going to show you another photograph that came across my desk, and I'll weigh in on that. So this is from Facebook, Space Lane. A bold new claim is sending a shockwave through the UFO community, Dr. Steven Greer. And basically he's saying UFO whistleblowers poised to drop evidence within 72 hours. Dr. Steven Greer hints at historical extraterrestrial disclosure. This is where we have to be careful because we don't know what we're looking at anymore. With the ongoing advent of AI, artificial intelligence, anybody can create something like this. It's been about 48 hours since I've received it, and you know, there's nothing that I'm aware of that has dropped. You know, we did a show with Anna Paulina Luna talking about whistleblowers being threatened and all this kind of skull and bones type deal going on behind the scenes. You know, there's no way to vet any of this. I mean, there just isn't. And this is problematic because we're in a window of time that if you can't vet something, how do you know whether it's true or not? So I'm showing this to you. I think this is a computer-generated face of Steven Greer with a UFO in the background. I think that's all AI. And this whole thing could be a internet ruse. This is problematic. And this is why, I won't go with anything unless I'm really sure of it. And if I'm not really sure of it, I will tell you, folks, I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but, we keep an eye on this stuff. So far, it's been about 48 hours. We're coming up on 72 hours over the weekend. If I don't get anything by Tuesday, it's a nothing burger. It's just a nothing burger. And that's what we're looking at. I'm going to keep this person's name anonymous, but this just came in, and I'll also keep a location of where this alleged photograph was taken. So my name is and I live I wanted to share a photo that I took in 2017. We went to visit a friend who lived on a county road in an undisclosed location, and that day I was taking pictures of the cloud. When I got home, I was looking through my pics that I had taken. I was about to delete one of the photos, but I stopped because I saw an object in the photo that made me want to look closer. All the anomalies in the photo are far away, so you have to enlarge the photo to see any of it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe that I actually got a picture in broad daylight, something amazing going on in this farm field and the house of the farmer in the background. The first thing I noticed was a craft hovering off the ground and an entity not far from the craft as though it had dropped off, as though the craft had dropped the entity off. The entity looks like it's running towards a portal or something that was over the farmer's house. The photo has so much crazy anomalies, it's amazing. I promise you I didn't use CGI on this pic. I wouldn't know how to do it anyway. I wanted you to look at it and I wanted you to get your thoughts on this. At the top of the photo in the sky looks like a huge mothership shaped like the cigar. It's being called, but you can barely see it, another craft also in the sky. So I will enlarge that. So we'll go from there, and thank you for sending that. So let's walk through it. So in the first place, right here, is that a craft emerging? And I don't know. And this is why, when people come here, I don't engage in hyperbole. I just don't do that. I tell you straight up what I think we might be looking at. Is it possible that that's a UFO hiding in the clouds? Yes, it is. Why do I say that? Because that's what they do. Now, there's also this object at the top of the screen right here. Is that something emerging through the clouds? It's possible, but we just don't know what we're looking at. We just don't know. And this is why in our film, and let me just show you what I mean right here. This is the burgeoning UFO right there. We broke the story on that through the late Dr. Roger Lear. I'm going to press in so you can really get a good look at this. That is the burgeoning UFO right there. That's it. That's the best UFO footage I've ever seen. Thank you, Dr. Roger Lear. People say it's a hoax. Excuse me, it's not a hoax. Richard Shaw, my late business partner, had the original footage from Dr. Roger Lear. Get that? The original camera footage from Dr. Roger Lear. And he had to buy I think it was a VHS or whatever it was to actually look at the film. So we're not making this up. It became the cover of my business partner, Gil Zimmerman, and our 10-box DVD set. And this is why you hate to go there and get the 10-box DVD set, educate yourself, everything from Close Encounters of the First, Second, Third, and Fourth Kind, crop circles, cattle mutilations, alien abductions, 2 films on Roswell. It's all there, plus What is the Truth? There's so much information, well over 12 hours, but I digress as usual. So that's a very clear picture of a real UFO with 2 beings inside of it. Let's walk through this one. So we already talked about something might be coming through the clouds. We don't know. I want to point out that I believe this photograph is being shot through a window. How do I know that? See the reflection right here? That's a reflection. See this, whatever this is right in here? That, in my opinion. So we're getting a reflection. Now this here looks like a jet to me, or an airplane. It looks like an airplane. Crop dusting a field, very possible. That's completely conjecture, but let's look at it. It seems to have a wing here and a wing here. But again, it's kind of pixelated. This looks like a cockpit right in here. So I see a very faint outline of a tailpiece. I mean, let me push in if I can get a little bit bigger. And I mean, you can see it. So you can actually, from this angle, you can see what I would say is very pixelated, a person in the aircraft like this. And there, of course, is the tail section. So in my opinion, this is an airplane. But then you get this thing right here. What the heck is that? See that right there? Above the ground. And this is what she's talking about, this woman, right here. Something is in the field right there. Here's the farmer's house, right? So let's enlarge all this. What are we looking at? What the heck is that? What is that? And I have no idea. I really don't. It almost looks like I can't even speculate. I don't know what it is. It seems anomalous. It seems fairly large. It's in the foreground. Let's push back. But what am I looking at? And I have absolutely no answer to that. So, it's a very interesting picture. I want to thank this person for sending it and trusting it with us. That's my take on it. I think that it's sort of a mixed bag. I think there's something going on there, but the object is not a UFO. Clearly, it is a plane. It could be crop dusting. That's just conjecture. It could be there could be a landing strip that's close by, or maybe the plane is just taken off. It's just too much conjecture on my part. But you can see that what we're looking at here is certainly a reflection. You can see it right there is a reflection. There's a reflection. These lines here, I believe, she's taking this outside, through the car window. So I don't know, folks. Thank you. First of all, thanks for sending the photo here. Thank you for entrusting us with your photographs or videos. That's what we do here. I just want to say something real quick before I go, that there's a lot of speculation about the rapture of the church, okay? And could it be a fulfillment of the fall feast? Jonathan Kahn did a wonderful expose on this week, talking about the feast being fulfilled. Each one has been fulfilled, right? First fruits, resurrection, to give you an idea. Passover lamb, Jesus hanging on the cross. So the next feast that needs to be fulfilled is the Feast of the Trumpets. We just did a program with Dave Paxton. I want to make it really clear. In no way are we saying that the rapture of the church is definitively going to happen on September 23rd this year on Rosh Hashanah. We're not saying that at all. Could it? Absolutely. There are people who say, oh, no, we have another 10 years. We may. I don't know. In 1988, there was a gentleman, I won't mention his name, who came out with a book, 88 Reasons Why the Rapture Will Happen in 1988. It didn't, did it? We're still here. And folks, so I might see you on September 24th. That's why I want to make it really clear. We are not setting a date. We are not engaging in any type of hyperbole in any way. Do I find it interesting? Yeah. Which is why we keep our hands on the pulse of what's going on. Could we go up? In my opinion, we could. For all you rapture haters out there, keep hating away. There's no rapture. What's going to happen at the end of the tribulation? Really? Not buying that for a second. Believe what you want to believe. Please don't write me trying to convince me of your paradigm. I'm not going to bite. And I will delete it and ban you from my email. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. For the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, with the trump of God. We who are alive and remain will be caught up, harpazo, caught up together with those in the clouds to greet the Lord in the air. And so shall we evermore be with the Lord. There is a rapture. It is coming. I don't know when it is. I don't. In the meantime, my hand is on the plow. As you can see that I'm here in my studio and we do a new show every day. Anyway, folks, thanks so much. I just want to call your attention, prophecywatchers.com. Prophecywatchers.com. What are you waiting for? Go to prophecywatchers.com and sign up for the live streaming. All these great speakers are going to be there, including yours truly. Really, my only conference this year. And I'll be talking about, of course, the Shroud of Turin and also DNA update, UFO update, all sorts of stuff. So check it out, prophecywatchers.com. You can just sit there all day in your sweatpants eating popcorn or ham and cheese sandwiches. to the cows come home and have a great time. No hotel expenses, no gas expenses, no food on the road expenses, and no airfare. And it's really affordable. ProphecyWatchers.com. That's it. UFOs are real, burgeoning, not going away. This is the coming great deception. But when we go up, do they come down, or do they come down and then we go up? I get it. I'm being a little double-minded. I'm waffling here. I'm not sure. How much are we going to see before we go up? That's it for today. I'll be back again tomorrow with yet another update right here from an undisclosed location somewhere deep in the heart of the Santa Monica Mountains.